He's like, what is this? He doesn't know. He doesn't know the pain. It's how it used to be.
He's like,
yeah. It's like, hey, this is how it is. This is how it is. People kind of make their money. The thing that gets me about the commercial breaks on the shows that he sees is they got toy commercials, right? They got toy commercials. They're trying to get them. This is gonna backfire on me.
The toy commercials are good because they just like, oh my God, I don't have that blue truck. You have the green truck, but I don't have the blue one. Look at the blue one. Look how much fun they're having.
Look at how much fun they're having with the blue one.
I'm having fun here.
Not playing with
never had that much fun with a green truck.
Yeah, they're way more aggressive than ours, where ours was like, I don't know, our commercials just wasn't as straight to the point, you know. I literally saw, first time I saw Manscaped, it literally was like in between a YouTube video and the guy pops up and he's like, hey, your balls are itching right now. I have the best product for you. Swooshing. Oh, nope, you're going to cut your ball sack if you use these. Use Manscaped. And I'm like, is this a sketch or a commercial?
Right?
And then it's stitched to go to the video. Like, did he just talk about his balls in a commercial?
It's very like South Park-esque or something, man. Like some of these commercials. Like, wait, what? What are they saying right now on a commercial?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even the sexual ones, you know, they're like back in the day, I remember seeing an Herbal Essence commercial. The ladies are taking a shower and they're shampooing their hair. Very like, oh yeah, that is a time where something sexual can happen. But it's not when people are eating Doritos and changing tires and shit like that. Like everything, they'll match a sexual innuendo with like one of the most bizarre products. It's not even sensical anymore. It's just, you know, fast food became sexual. It's like, I'm not thinking about sex at Arby's. What the heck?
I mean, they used to do that with the GoDaddy commercial. GoDaddy commercials, which is just like a web domain. But they would have like some sort of model-esque woman making out with a nerd or something. It's like, oh yeah, what the hell is this?
Why not have that web domain?
look what happened with that web domain. I got the blue web domain. I was actually just thinking about this earlier today randomly. I don't even know why. But does anyone remember back when we were younger, this is like early 2000s, maybe even late 90s, there was a late night commercial advertising something that was supposed to be the most offensive show you've ever seen. Does that sound? There was like people running around in like KKK costumes and Nazi stuff, and there was like a segment where the models are taking a dump on camera or something. It's like it was late night commercial for this like DVD that you can order. Does that sound familiar at all?
No, not remotely. I would not forget something like that.
Yeah, that's something you forget. I don't think I ever saw that.
I have no idea what it's called. I don't know who made it, but it was definitely a commercial that would come on after dark to advertise this thing. And I want to find it now, not to watch it because I'm sure it's garbage, but I just want to know that it existed. And I want to see what people are saying about it. I want to see someone that said they watched it and they hated it. And I want to know who made it. I want to know who was trying to advertise the most offensive thing you've ever seen. So I got questions. This popped up earlier in my brain, and now I got to hunt it down. But you guys haven't seen it. Now I sound like a crazy person.
No. Do you remember what like channels or where you
I might have saw it on like Comedy Central, like late night. We're talking about like 1 a.m. time frame, right? Like this is just before the infomercials start coming on that are an hour long, and you're like, oh, this is a commercial, and then 10 minutes in, you're like, no, it's not a commercial. I mean, it is, but it's going on forever. And it suckered me into 10 minutes of watching it, thinking it was going to end.
Man, I think we suffer as viewers when things become blended with like John's bullshit philosophy. I think as the television shows become more absurd, and I mean the content becomes more absurd and stuff as far as like marketing and commercials. I only can imagine there's a correlation between the absurdities that people are experiencing in real life. At least I like to think there's one. That's all I had. Just stuff. I'm just starting to see stuff crazier and crazier, and not really like. I saw something online the other day that said a woman was married to a ghost and came home, and the ghost left her. So he basically ghosted her.
Da-da-dum.
This was a real story. This was a real story. This is not.
Define real story?
Yeah.
What does that mean? A real
It was
story.
a story that was not written to be funny or comedic. It was a actual reporting of someone living a life they believe to live, and they believe she's been dating this ghost for like 5 years.
Who believes she's been dating this ghost for 5 years? Like her? How do we know the ghost left?
That's the funny thing. How did the ghost leave the girlfriend?
She came home and there was ghost luggage by the door. She's like, "What's this?" The ghost is like, "I'm leaving." What's in the luggage? You're dead. It's a metaphor. This is why I'm leaving.
Let me leave. Let me see if I can find.
You're gonna find it. Yeah, I wonder if this was a segue to your other story you shared with us, but we'll get to that. Well, while you're doing that, it made me think about this whole alien thing that's been going on, congressional hearing on aliens or something. Still nothing. At the end of the day, there's still nothing concrete that came out about aliens. Yet people still want to talk about it. I don't know. Have you guys heard?
Yeah, I thought it was fake.
Yeah.
I thought it was fake when they were having a congressional hearing. I thought it was like somebody. I saw it on YouTube. It was live, and I was like, I'm not clicking on that. That's some bullshit. But I didn't know it was a real like hearing until afterwards. I'm with you, Antoine. You know, I heard all the conspiracies. I don't buy it. Here's my stance, and I'm okay with being wrong with this. If aliens have the power to travel light years, I mean, we got the James Webb Telescope. It's taking pictures of universes billions of years older than ours. Pictures of stars being born. What the fuck are the aliens? If they can go through all of that, why are they just being so delicately, what do they call it? Voyeurism. It's like, I haven't heard one justifiable reason why they would be sneaking around Earth with this high technology to stop us. Now I've heard they want to help us evolve. Bullshit. There's nothing else in the universe that does that.
Yeah, my thing too is you can come all this way, and then when you get to Earth, you can't stop yourself crashing. You figured out how to cross, the oceans of space, and then you get to Earth, and it's like
Can't manage this atmosphere, water, air.
I mean, it seems like they just stopped to ask for directions. Like they pop down, first they find, try to speak to them. Guys like, whoa, like, oh, well, we can't get directions from this guy, and they leave. And that guy's like, oh, aliens. And it's always some rando. Here's the thing that gets me about this latest thing, and I don't know the whistleblower's rule book, But in the hearing, the dude who's blowing the whistle on this whole thing, they're asking him direct question. He's like, "Oh, I can't talk about that. That's classified." It's like, dude, you're blowing just say it. You're already coming out with everything. just say what you saw, say what you know, name names. What are you worried about at this point?
Yeah. What are you worried about? If you're this far, they haven't killed you yet, and I'm sure they knew you were going to come public. That aliens clearly are not going to kill you because they don't exist. I think people struggle. Either they do exist, and it's the tightest secret of all time in human history, or Earth and all of the living beings in this galaxy universe is unique as any other thing in the universe, right? People go, oh, there's multiple versions. There could be many versions of her. Yes, there also could be just one unique planet. And nobody wants, like, I get that's super tied into a lot of the religion and philosophy, but if you think about going back to the James Webb Telescope, there's not one planet or one universe that we have found that is identical to what we experience. So there's a whole avenue there that I think is not explored, and we're dealing with crazy Americans, man. Like, even the most smartest people in the world are doing some of the most craziest shit. So it's hard to really buy that it's intergalactic being. Some say it could be super evolved humans. Some people say Anunnaki. Some people think God and angels are, to me, like you said, are this unskilled once they get to our atmosphere, and this secretive about the 70 years they've been lurking around on this planet, changing the environment, whatever. I just don't believe the subtlety, man. If I had the power to come faster than the speed of sound and light from a whole nother universe or galaxy, I'm coming for a goddamn reason. Like, it's not going to be, hey, let's take some snapshots with our, we're going to send our pilots all the way to Earth to crash in the ocean and get, turned into movies in Hollywood. I'm tired of this shit. That's what I would be thinking if I was an alien who was doing this. But what the fuck do I know? What do I know? And notice every person who's seen the alien, well, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say the people that say they've seen the aliens, seen it multiple times. There's billions of people that have never seen one alien. Right? Like, I know that sounds, somebody could argue that, but I'll just think about that for a second, right? Think about the population of people that say they have seen an alien who easily could match evidence, but it falls apart, right? Across the world. So I'm calling out the aliens. If y'all are about that life, I need to see some action.
You're sending it out to the universe.
I'm sending it out. Sending a signal out. Me. Like, watch me get abducted tomorrow. Which I hope not, because I don't want people to think I'm crazy. I would probably get abducted and just never say it.
Never say anything.
Just because they're being petty, abducting me for calling them out. And which would still prove my case. These are the pettiest aliens of all time. If they are just coming to Earth to do little petty shit just to fuck up our minds and then skedaddle back to wherever the hell they're coming from. So those are my options.
Either there's no aliens, or if there are, they're super petty. Those are your two theories.
Those are the only two options. Only two possibilities. That's it.
I've done the math, scientists. There's two outcomes here.
Yeah. And I've heard, that started once we got that's why Oppenheimer is such a thing. And, it's like, once we had that level of power, the aliens were like, oh my God, somebody is getting to the danger zone. We need to start checking on them. know, like,
Why would they care? What?
yeah,
Are they going to bomb another planet? Is that what they're worried about?
that's my point. They care about us. They don't want us to bomb each other. What do they give a fuck? Unless they was, they like the space Jews, like Dave Chappelle said, they plan to come back and they don't want us to blow up the earth until they get back. So they're like sending people to check to make sure, hey, is it still cool the way we left it? No, they're about to blow that shit up. All right, we need to start sending more aliens. Just stay away from the water. They're starting to catch us.
Yeah. So that's crazy. You did find that article about this woman. I will go ahead and share it without even reading it.
Ooh.
We'll read it live.
Okay.
Good old Daily Mail.
The woman that got divorced from the ghost.
So the title of the article is "Woman Who, single quote, married a Victorian ghost reveals she's divorced him by having an exorcism."
Well, first of all, that doesn't sound like a mutual.
That's not how divorces work. I don't think.
I like this. This is in the female section of the Daily Mail. I like that. I also like that she's revealing it. Like people were wondering, like, "Oh, I wonder how they're doing." She's happily married to that Victorian ghost. Brocarde, 40, Oxfordshire, divorces her husband over his obsessive ways.
Really?
Ooh. Have you read this article, John? You want to take us through what it says?
What does it say? Borcade, 40, from Oxford, insists she met Eduardo after the ghoul burst into her bedroom one night during a storm. But after their wedding on Halloween, things went downhill.
I love how there's single quotes upon very particular words. There's single quotes on married, the single quotes on burst, there's single quotes on wedding.
Wedding, yeah.
This is pointing that out. Single quotes.
Let me see. That's her. Oh, it says
he grew increasingly more aggressive and nasty,
and began to haunt her with sound.
Began to haunt me with the sound of a screaming baby. This is her. Amici, can you describe this woman for people who may not be able to see it right now?
She looks exactly how you think she looks.
She definitely looks like she gets into
whatever you're thinking. Yeah, that's it. That's what she looks like.
She looks like
she speed dates in cemeteries.
Yeah.
Like she just walks up these tombstones
instead of a ghost. Like she prefers specific monsters over the other.
Eduardo burst into her room uninvited, dark, stormy night. Unsettled, she tossed and turned. She had an argument with a friend. It was upsetting. Out of nowhere, intense burning in my heart sensation. Da 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 da. She's a singer. Apparently. The singer felt warmth on her neck. Da da da. Ooh, it's getting steamy. After this, Eduardo reportedly revealed himself to his to-be wife more frequently. Victorian soldier, always in uniform. His voice was commanding and forceful. So here's my question. I like how in this picture the photographer's shadow is clearly evident.
No, that's Eduardo.
Professional stuff here.
That's Eduardo. That's a picture.
Oh, he's taking the picture. Yeah. This is us on vacation.
It's a honeymoon.
Why are all of her pictures look like this? Okay.
Yeah.
She's a quack, man. I can't get this scary movie. You remember Scary Movie 2 when the ghost has sex with the lady It was like all over the walls and stuff. That's what come to mind with this. What if the ghost
Mm-hmm.
was just going after for some, like just a quickie, and she got all into trying to get married, and he wasn't into that, so he got
Yeah,
all
she caught
angry.
feelings.
Yeah, and then she exercised him. Really, he was just trying to get some and just haunt the place. She was trying to, you can't leave. So I think there's always two sides to a story. Is what I'm saying. I want to hear the ghost side.
Yo, hold on. You gotta read this. John, can you read this? What I've highlighted here.
Yeah, Eduardo would then allegedly disappear for days at a time and returning, reeking of Miss Monroe's iconic perfume scent, Chanel #5. He would brush past Broquet and smell would fill the room. He had an unsettling fascination with Marilyn Monroe. It started on our wedding day when he spotted her in the chapel. I'm sorry, the chapel.
Chapel. Mm-hmm.
Then he disappeared for days on end and reappeared, smelling of Chanel #5. See, man, he is tapping Marilyn Monroe and coming back and like, dude, you can't compete with Marilyn Monroe, man. She got way more just I mean, yeah, that's what it sounds like. Sounds like Marilyn Monroe.
Holy shit.
This dude is a player ghost. Probably top 10% ghost. Notice they said Victorian ghost. So he has some royalty,
Victorian
probably has
ghost.
some money, probably like the ladies. He was probably, this is me thinking, he was probably like, oh, man, Monroe ain't messing with me right now. She's with Tupac or Biggie. I'm going to go find some other scalawag. Bumps into her. She's a real person, but she's DTF. So
Mm-hmm.
he obliges. She catches feelings too quick, tries to
Mm-hmm.
marry him, then exercised him when she found out that he was smashing Marilyn Monroe. I mean,
Kicked him out.
kicked him out.
She brought a friend over and they kicked him out of the house.
That's his dirty.
And he's like, oh, snap. Now I got to go back to the afterlife.
Afterlife. Smashing Marilyn Monroe, dude.
I don't know. He's too bothered by it.
Yeah. And he was angry with her. I mean, yeah. So that's how I guess you can date and divorce a ghost is you find a super promiscuous ghost and you got a chance.
We cut to a dark and stormy night in the bedroom. Burst. Quotes. Burst. Oh, sorry I'm late. Someone want to talk to you about. Baby, let me tell you something. I'm a ghost, okay? I know that I said I'd be haunting you for the rest of your life and then into the ever after. But I don't think it's working out. I've been haunting this house for a while and it's just kind of lost its luster. So I think I'm just going to get my ghost stuff and head on out.
It doesn't work that way, Jeffrey. When you see, I am a virgin, or was a virgin before I met you, and I told myself that I would only give myself to one person in this life, and I am still alive. So you're not going anywhere. I put a spell on the walls to trap you into my studio apartment.
Oh, so you knew.
Yeah, you can see them lighting up. Yeah, I'm in a little bit of witchcraft. I started reading on Reddit. Turns out I can trap ghosts and, anything else I want. So what was that you were saying?
See, this is exactly what it's about. That's exactly what my homies were telling me, my ghost homies. They were saying that you were manipulative and clingy and demanding, and I need to get out of here as fast as possible. I was like, nah, they're out of the way. But look at this. How are you going to lock a ghost down? How are you going to lock a ghost down?
Well, I just did. That's how. And your friends, those demons that you hang out with,
They're ghosts, a few
well,
specters.
they are not good people, dead or alive. And I think that they would be happier if they had a woman like me. They wouldn't be around jumping from body to body like they are, and like you're not going to do, because
What?
I am sick. I just got back from the doctor, you asshole. You gave me ghost crabs.
No, hold on. Now, hold on. How do you know it was me? How do you know it was me? I've been gone for days at a time. I don't know what you were doing while I was out. You think I gave you ghosts? You probably got it from some other ghost.
So I'm just slutting it out with any ghost nowadays, not just this Victorian ghost that just burst into my doors. You know, I thought you were a ghost. Why can't you just walk through the walls? I'm not going to ever get my deposit back. You keep doing this.
I'm sorry. I thought you liked it. What are we doing? What are we doing?
We're not, I'm sorry. We're fighting.
It's a dark and stormy night, just like the night we met. We're fighting. I'm sorry if you have ghost crabs. They do clean up in a fortnight. I can tell you that. But do you feel like it's still working? Do you feel like we still have that same ghost fire that we had before?
To be honest, it's not really working for me either. My family thinks I'm just still going back to grad school over and over again. I'm never going to grow up. So they think that I'm just a quack and that I am not in a serious sexually hot relationship with the Victorian ghost, who also goes around banging other trash ghosts around the universe, I'm assuming.
I gotta come clean about something. I told you I was Victorian. I am not Victorian.
You're a lion, Victorian
No.
scallywag ghost.
No, I'm sorry, from Missouri City. I'm sorry.
You're a Mill City ghost? Oh, this is, man, I'm taking this wallpaper down.
And scene. I told you I was around for 1,000 years. Nah, it's been more like 4.
I ain't gonna lie though, a couple of years ago, I wrote this premise to a film where a guy goes to a club and sees this girl with this big ass. She just so happens to be a ghoul. He takes her home, and you know, she's like a succubus. She just basically, the longer he stays in this relationship, the worse his life gets. But no matter what, he's just like, but did you see this ass on her though? I just can't get past the, you know, the sex he's getting from this chick. And it's essentially about what happens when, you know, a bad relationship with somebody who is toxic and, you know, you can't bring them around the family. That's literally threatening to kill. And so you've isolated your family away to stay with this person you think is giving you all this, but it's taking everything, all your energy away. That kind of reminds me. But on the flip side, like I said, this looking at the pictures, it sounds like that's half the story. The other side is probably he has been trying to get away from her, but
one last question. We can move on to the next one. Do you think that in her next relationship, she'll describe herself as a divorcee?
yes.
Do you think that she will come to
absolutely.
like saying,
Absolutely.
"I was in a marriage"? He was a Victorian ghost.
Yes.
It didn't last. He cheated on me with Marilyn Monroe. So
That'd be the last day she talked.
dude's like, word? Well, that's pretty bad. Okay, so yeah, John, I want to talk about this other story that you brought in, the one from, I think he's in Japan.
Sun Bear.
Yeah. So intro. You know, we live
Oh,
in
you want me to put on the screen?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll talk through it while you're doing that. So, of course, going through the web, looking for stuff, find out that somewhere across the world, a man was not happy with being human, didn't like his look, and I guess he dreamed about being a four-legged dog. So he put up the money and he transformed himself into, I want to say, is that a border collie?
Yeah, a collie.
Yeah, boy, he transformed himself into Lassie. He has a full human transformation. I'm assuming there's a costume involved, but it doesn't look like a human until he does little human-esque things. So I think if you scroll down,
Well, singing the video is going to be after this. There it is.
oh, there you go. Just the videos. Gotta look at this.
That is horrifying. That's horrifying. I hate it. I hate
Wait,
it.
just keep watching.
I'm just going to describe what I'm seeing so far. If you can imagine someone took like a border collie and then taxidermied it, and then that taxidermy border collie started walking around, pawing at a window, that's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah, he's a bit more like a bear than a dog at this point, right?
I
hate it.
They should give him fleas. They should just give him like fleas and like a couple other. I want to see him eat too. Like I want to
Why
see
is he
him
waving so much?
Yeah, stop it. It's not what dogs
Yeah,
do.
yeah, the waving is creepy. Just
You're gonna be a dog. Commit to being a dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
commit to the bit, guys. Come on.
Now, that is terrible. Now, what would make me laugh is if they took him to a dog park and put him in the park with all the dogs,
and then they all attack him. So they're like, "What the fuck is this?" There's an imposter.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if he does get attacked, can anyone be blamed? Right? Like, if he goes to like court and they're like, "All right, well, can you describe the situation?" We're like, I was dressed as a dog, sniffing the ground.
I was sniffing this other dog. What? He didn't like it too much, so he jumped on my face. And then another dog jumped on me.
Oh my god. So Japanese native transformed himself to a canine, forking more than $14,000 for a custom-made collie costume. Oh, his name is Toko. He uploaded a video of himself venturing out in the public for the first time. Now, first off, how are you guys feeling about the cost of this costume? You think you got his money's worth?
Nope.
No. Yeah, that 14K should have came with some dog training lessons. This looks like a half were. It looked like the mid transition of a werewolf.
It's like almost there.
Almost
not
there.
Quite.
Yeah.
Toko completed the costume with a harness strapped around his furry abdomen, but admitted he was nervous and scared venturing out in the public. He said when he was little, he had a dream of being a dog. He remembered writing in his grade school graduation book, "I wanted to be a dog and walk outside." Dream bigger, Toko. Why a dog?
Yeah.
Now this is what gets me.
And just walk outside, like you can do bigger things.
Just wanted to walk outside.
He could play basketball.
Yeah, it could have been Air Bud, and that would.
Yeah, he should have been, and he should have gone to Hollywood to be like a dog replacement in movies.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh no, I have my own costume. It's okay. I got it."
Yeah, we could have a Joanna Dog movie where it's like the dog handler gets fired and comes back as the dog in all of the great movies. And then they find out that it's actually a dude who got fired and beat in the movie. Air Bud, Chapter 7. I'm a human. Come
I
on.
rarely tell my friends because I'm afraid of what that they think will. I rarely tell my friends because I am afraid they will think I am weird. You are. My friends and family seemed very surprised to learn that I became an animal. I'm sure they were. All of this makes complete sense.
Right. You haven't
I
said
don't want
one.
my hobbies to be known, especially by people I work with. What do you do for a job, dude? Or you can afford a $14,000 costume of a dog. That isn't that good. Do you think there's so in one of these pictures, is that him out in public with this woman? Do you think they're
Yes.
in a relationship?
I'm assuming so.
Or is
She's
she just a stranger that is like, oh, look at this freak?
I don't it's hard to tell. She looks very encouraging. And somebody's taking pictures.
Somebody's taking pictures for sure. There's
Is he
definitely another person involved.
is he talking? Like does he walk up and say, hey, can you take this picture of me real quick for my friend?
And you're like, ah.
It's just so many things.
But if they are in a
I talked
relationship,
to him about that book.
I would love to think that she's just like super supportive of him. He's just like, she's like, oh, I just want this for you so bad. I want you to
But
be
if
this
they,
dog.
yeah. Also, if they are in a relationship, then his friends probably know who she is. So they'll know who he is now, right?
They're like, is that's Shannon? Wait a second. That dude she's
when
dating.
when did Leah get a big ass fucking dog like that? Leah, yeah, that's strange, man. I mean, I'll be honest, like if many of my friends, I can't think of one I would be supportive if they called me and said, I'm going to change, spend $14K on a costume to walk out in public, to be a dog.
You bring up a great point, man. There's a lot of talk out there about people being ride or die, down for anything. Man, I got your back. There's a line. There is a line for me. If you want to drop mad money on something like that, I gotta say, don't, bro. Please don't do this. I can't support this.
we cut to a party. Hey, Antoine.
Hey.
Hey, I have to confess something to you.
Oh,
first of all,
snap.
happy birthday! Happy birthday! First,
Thank
of all.
you.
This is a
Thank
great
you.
party.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. I want to tell you about my new hobby.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I spent $22,000 on a costume to make me look just like you.
What what do you mean? What do you mean? A costume?
Yeah, it's a costume. It's a full body costume. I put it on. I look just like you. I go out in the world and I interact with people, and it's like the best thing I've ever done.
Are you serious right now? Why? Hold on. First off, why would a costume that looks like me cost $22,000? Why would you put that type of money into it, man? Is there some?
I mean,
You got a problem with me?
It's a really good costume. I have your fingerprints when I put it on. It came with like your whole wallet, so I have like a copy of your driver's license.
What?
Or your credit cards. Yeah, I get to live like your life, basically.
Can we chat? Can we chat over here in the bedroom real quick?
Okay.
Look, I don't know what's going on, man, but I get the feeling that you're trying to like, you're trying to tell me that you want me to not be around anymore. Like that's what it sounds like. You want, because there can't be
just
two.
Yes, it's just a hobby. I do it mostly when you're asleep.
Also, why me?
Why not you, man? You have a pretty cool life, right?
Yeah, sure. I love my life, but you got a cool life too. Hold on. You can't be me, dude. You can't do it. You can't be me. I'm me. And that's just gonna confuse people, and it's creepy. It's a little creepy.
You have a second job. I got a job as you. and yeah, I've been working at a Subway.
Subway.
Yeah, in the evenings, people really love you. There's actually a few of them come to the party tonight. So
yeah, a few people have like, hey man, tuna melt. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Why did he shout tuna melt at me?
That's your nickname at the Subway. Yeah, tuna melt, because you make a great tuna melt.
I don't make a good tuna melt. I'm not even sure what a tuna melt actually is. It sounds like you're putting heat on tuna, and I don't like it. Look, I gotta know. Do you have the costume with you? Can I see it?
I do. I'm actually yeah. It's actually mostly underneath my clothes, so I gotta just take off the shirt, pull the head on.
Oh,
yeah.
So, oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. We look identical. We look like twins right now, right?
We do. This is the best costume I've ever seen. It looks like some Mission Impossible stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, this is freaking me out. You gotta stop, because it's gonna be confusing to people. You gotta stop. You gotta quit your job at Subway. You gotta stop using my driver's license and return the costume. Get your money back, dude. Be someone else. Be something famous.
I can't get my money back. It's, what are you gonna do with this costume if I give it back? You want this costume out in the world? Like, maybe they send it to somebody else. What's gonna happen then?
Who else would want to buy a random? No, you're right. Let's.
You're not a random dude. You're a great guy. Like, lots of people would kill for this costume. What are you talking about?
What? I enjoy my life. That's true.
Right. And so do I. I enjoy your life too. It's pretty cool. Thank you for.
No, because you're not even living my life. You're just being me doing other stuff.
We cut to his house a few years later. He hears a knock on the door.
Hello?
Hello. Hi. Sir, you probably never met me, but my mommy said that you're my dad. You were on tour in the Middle East when she got pregnant. And you're the only person I've seen who looks like this is you, right? This picture of you, in this military suit with his head stuck on top of the bayonet. That's you, right? This is your face.
Look, kid. I mean, that looks like me. I've never been to the Middle East. How old are you?
4.
Oh my God. What are you doing here, kid? Where's your mom?
She dropped me off. She said that she said that she was at a grocery store at Kroger's and saw my dad in this area, but she had to go somewhere else. So I just told her I'll look for you. She comes back, and I mean, everyone speaks so highly of you. The people love you. I mean,
the people. What are you doing? I've never been to the middle. I'm not
soldiers that come by. They,
Sorry, I gotta look. Here, wait in the entryway, because it's so weird having a 4-year-old on my doorstep. Just wait here. Leave the door open. I gotta make a phone call real quick. What the fuck? I gotta know.
Hello, this is Antoine.
No, it isn't. It's not Antoine. I called Dimitri. I called Dimitri on my phone.
Hey, sorry. I've been really into this hobby of mine,
dude.
Yeah.
I remember you joined the army, or at least I thought you did, because
Yeah, I forgot I was wearing the costume when I signed up.
You forgot you're wearing. I told you to get rid of that costume.
But it's so comfortable, man. It's like a second skin. It's great. But yeah, man, I had some great adventures, man.
Have you been having relations with women in my skin, dude?
Yeah, I had to.
No,
you put the facade for it.
The ultimate violation, man. The ultimate violation. What are you doing? No, that's like the worst thing you could do. I have a kid on my doorstep saying I'm his dad.
Oh, that's great, man. Like,
No,
yeah,
it's not great.
Congrats, man. Keep it going. Keep it going. You know, I feel like we're winning, but we've taken like your life, we've made it bigger, we made it better, and you know now you're affecting things around the world, and it's awesome, man. You're an inspiration. We're an inspiration as you.
And seeing his own identity is fracturing. Like, we're an inspiration. Oh no, you're getting into deep fake territory. That's what we're going towards.
Yeah,
with the tech.
Yeah, speaking of deep fake,
space.
I listened to the AI Drake song, the Drake and the Weeknd song. I don't know if you ever heard that song. It's pretty good. I don't think I would be able to tell the difference if.
Yeah, I haven't heard the song, but just to set it up for people who don't know, a song drop with Drake and the Weeknd. I forgot the name of it, but it was bangers. It got a lot of listens. People were digging it. People were loving it. And then they learned that Drake and the Weeknd had nothing to do with this song. The song was AI generated. They used Drake's voice, they used the Weeknd's voice. Some guy either wrote the lyrics or generated the lyrics, I forget which. They recorded the song and they made a Drake and it sounded just like them apparently. And they were not pleased.
No, because it sounded like they produced it, and that for them could mean, you know, like that the music label is going to start pumping out the next AI Biebers and AI Michael Jacksons and Drakes and stuff. That's freaky. It was freaky.
There was a scene in the show BoJack Horseman that kind of stuck with me. I don't know if you remember when he got one of his, I think, a movie role. He wasn't doing well in it, but they decided to 3D model his face and his whole body, and they just AI or CGI'd him into the movie. Like he didn't even act anymore, but they kept him acting in the movie, computer generated. And I was like, you know what? I mean, we already do some of that. We did it a little bit with Paul Walker. We did it with Philip Seymour Hoffman in the Hunger Games. Like, there are movie scenes with actors who were never in those scenes for real. And it's
only going to get more stronger to where we'll watch a whole film. None of the actors were even present when it was shot. It was just all script and prompt, and they just yeah, we're gonna get there. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know how I would feel about it. I know the only industry that probably wouldn't care is the porn industry. They're not going to care who generates the content or this music.
People get paid in porn too. Like, how are they going to get paid?
Well, I mean, then the porn actors and writers are going to have to strike. They're not getting paid enough for the content in the porn on Pornhub.
That's fair. Yeah, man, it's wild. And like, if you had the ability to generate your own movie with whatever actors you want, like, what does that do to the world? Like, you could sit down, John, and do your ghoul story and put whatever actor you want in it. And it will sound like them. It will look like them. What does that do to the world?
It changes it for sure. We start redefining art and expression. And to me, there's always a part of me that appreciates something organic, something natural, something flawed. I forgot the quote I read, but it was something in beauty and imperfection, right? When you get into the AI and the computers doing all of that, it doesn't become art because it's there aren't really, I mean, you are imperfections, but eventually it'll resolve itself out to be no imperfections. So it'll do exactly what you want. And the problem with that is some of the best hits movies were accidentally made and or flawed, not the direction that the director wanted or the writer initially wanted. And we have this legendarily imperfect but valuable, you know, thing that someone created that lets us kind of timestamp our experience. AI, I don't know, man. I definitely think it's worth using the tool, but that's a lot of power to be able to generate an idea and think how many jobs people you don't need. Think that's just gone. But on the flip side, it maybe births more creatives because they can get their ideas out faster.
Amici, what about you? What do you think about that
But get your
direction?
ideas out and put them where? If everyone can just do their own thing, we don't have any shared media anymore. Everyone just has their own thing. We have nothing that connects us anymore. If it's all like, oh, you go make your own thing with whatever you want, and it would be like if we did improv shows, but it's only for one person, and then they try and go talk to somebody else about it, but there's no reference to what because they saw a different show. Because we did a different show for 100 people, and then people try to talk about the show. Everything's different. There's no sort of social connection anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if it goes that way, then it sort of becomes like, what's the point? Yeah.
And I think the worst content would float to the top. The most simple, digestible, emotionally reaction stuff, which is divisive in nature, will float up to the top because it'll, and that's what it seems like. Even when I look at content today, the most popular American content is always along the lines of the most divisive, explosive topics or content, So I agree with you in having a social contract with the community that there's some authenticity and organicness that come out of community for the community versus the wild, wild west where anyone can make anything, with anybody and nobody has to approve it, co-sign. Just 2 minutes, a whole film was produced. Except for porn.
What do you mean, except for porn? That'd be the first thing that people make.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Porn is bad for the market because the porn industry, the customers, it's like the drug industry. Like people, they used to look through glory holes to see pornographic material. They used to go bathhouses. They don't go get it from anywhere. They don't care about any of that. So porn AI would probably be huge, valuable, but in traditional cinema and all that, where the human connection is a part of that, the agreement. That was my issue with the Drake Weekend song. Was like, man, this sounds good, but if the computer made it, so I feel like I'm being manipulated because you're playing the right things to attract the right chemical reaction in me. It's not me making a decision to accept what somebody did, right? Someone to put love, attention to detail, and care. There's an appreciation in that craftsmanship versus, I created something that does what 200 men do in 5 seconds. It's a product, right? Versus
It's interesting because I feel like this kind of ties into what we were saying in a previous episode with Tandy about like doctors and the human connection, and then I shared that research where actually the AI seemed to be more empathetic than the doctors. So could you still possibly even get a better connection from an AI than you could actual human?
It's definitely a possibility for sure. I I think it would be a huge change effort in a part of our population. I just don't think would ever be willing to like embrace that. I just don't know. It's so different that I feel like the change in the human connection would be like not even necessarily severed. It would just be like another step in evolution where people are moving away from having these community based contracts, and like we just said, they're evolving into these almost like bears where they just do their own thing and consume whatever they consume and go out about their business. They don't
We
really connection.
we cut to a dark and stormy night in the bedroom we were in before. Hey, baby, can I talk to you for a second?
Yes, now that we are back on speaking terms.
I'm glad. I at least I was glad that we made up. But when you went to the bathroom just now, you left your phone face up on the bed, and normally you leave it face down, and I can't turn it because of my ghost hands, but it was face up this time. And I noticed you've been chatting with an AI chat bot, and I'm looking at this conversation. It's looking. Should I be worried right now? Should I be worried? I thought we were a thing.
I mean, you should be worried about Eduardo, my chat AI bot, as much as I'm worried about Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, we're gonna bring up Marilyn Monroe. I'm not seeing her anymore. She won't leave me alone. That's what you don't get. Like when you smell the Chanel on me, that's me pushing her off of my ghost body. Okay, but this chatbot thing, you log into it, right? That's not even real. I'm kind of real. I'm real to you.
Yes, and my chatbot is also real to me as
No,
well. I mean,
that's a
think about
computer.
this. We haven't been talking for the last 3 weeks, and
Mm-hmm.
Eduardo has been talking to me every day. He even told me today that if I brought up your old transgressions, that you would downplay them and tell me how you were the victim, spelled it out to the
The
T.
AI bot is manipulating you because it knows how to do that because it's a computer. Look, I have a surprise for you. Actually, so I know that because of how tenuous our relationship has been lately, we haven't been able to interact due to our corporal stance, but I brought someone who can kind of bridge the gap. It's a guy, he looks exactly like me, but he's
Okay.
real. He's alive.
He's
Okay?
a
He's alive, but he looks exactly like. Let me float into the other room and let him know to come in.
So he has legs. He doesn't have like a smoky tail at the bottom.
No, I have like, hi, how's it going?
Oh, hey, you are real.
Yeah, I'm real. Yeah, I'm a real human being. I'm just
Oh, oh my
yeah.
goodness. You're two different people. Are you like a shapeshifter or something?
No, this is just a radio sensitive suit that I bought. Yeah, I met your ghost boyfriend. We hit it off. I thought, man, he has a really cool life. So I just got a
He's my
suit made of his
I
body,
had,
and
I
I wanted to
had a
live his
really
life.
cool life.
Yeah. So yeah,
So yeah, he'll like hold your hand. He'll give you hugs.
Yeah.
Touch your leg while you tell me about your day, that sort of thing. So
Oh,
yeah.
surprise.
so I get two boyfriends and Eduardo. I am like
Mm-mm.
hitting the lottery right now.
No. He's a physical extension of me, and Eduardo,
Yeah.
you'll log out of, and you focus on the human connection.
Are you telling me I cannot use a application on my computer and phone because I have a physical version of you? Is that what you're telling me? That just doesn't add up to me. I mean, I'm not out sleeping with Eduardo like you were, Marilyn Monroe. God knows how many times. I mean,
Do something like hold
No,
her hand or
I
something.
wait.
do
Wait,
ghosts even need to recover
when
after
did you
sex?
sleep with Marilyn Monroe bit? I'm kind of interested in that bit.
And show. And that is the Can't Tell Us Nothing show, everybody. I know I didn't introduce the top, but that's what it is. We do improv out here in Houston, Texas. But we're out. And that, we do the show every first and third Tuesday of each month. Tune in around 9 Central. And get things ready for the way out. Thank you for listening. Are we gonna get off? Before we set out the door, any final words? Final words.
Yeah, be happy with yourself and get real friends that tell you the truth.
And come see us in real life.
Hey, come see us in real life. If you have anybody who's gonna buy a dog costume, tell them don't do it. It won't look good.